Corey Lewandowski with us, Representative David Clark with us, and let's go to line 1 where we've got Amy in Atlanta. Amy, you're live.
Hi, John. David, I just wanted to, I'm a legal Georgia voter, and I want to thank you for what you're doing for the citizens of Georgia. But I just wanted to say, Corey, shame on you. You just dismissed everything that Jeff, the previous caller, just said. And I want to support Jeff and tell you guys, you're not listening to the Georgia voters. We're telling you guys what you need to do. All you guys want to do is show up here, save your gas money, Corey. Don't come here. We're telling you all what to do. Even the president told him what to do. Wait. No.
You tell me what to do.
Finish.
Tell me.
We told you guys what to do. Fight for Trump in Georgia. We told Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue to fight for Trump. Get Brian Kemp to stop his empty words. Conduct a special session. Make Georgia votes valid. Get rid of these voting machines. We vote by paper. We've told you all what to do. Don't sit there and vote shame us and tell us that we have to vote on January the 5th.
We're not. We are not.
You got it. We are.
Hey,
that's right. We're not voting, sir.
Right. And I can't tell the governor what to do. You know how you tell the governor what to do? You do it the ballot box. And if the
we're not waiting,
listen
sir.
To what the people want,
again, you're not listening to what we've said. We're not.
Amy,
you're
Amy.
telling me to tell the governor. Amy, I've told the governor. The president has told the governor. David has told the governor, and Kelly has told the governor. If the governor doesn't want to act, and the Secretary of State doesn't want to act in accordance with what the people of Georgia want, then throw the guy out of office.
We plan on doing that. And
hey, Amy, can I say one thing? This is David Clark. I understand your frustration, and I'm just as frustrated. But why I say vote January 5th is I've lost a number of buddies while I was serving in the military, lost them in combat.
Too, I did too, sir. I'm a veteran. My father.
But thank you so much. Thank you so much.
In World War II. So I get it, sir. I'm not trying to interrupt, but I'm just trying to get to the bullet point here. Georgia voters are not going to show up and vote on fraudulent machines. And have you heard Lynn Wood? What he said and what Jeff said, the caller said.
Amy, that's what you've done then. By not showing up and voting, you've turned this country over to the Democrats. That means
we are not going to be scared off by the boogeyman, Corey.
Hey, it's not the boogeyman, Amy. I've been doing this a long time. You want to see what the Democrat control looks like in our country? Nancy Pelosi as the Speaker and Chuck Schumer as the Majority Leader of the Senate? That's what is coming. This is not hyperbole. It's not speculation, Amy.
Corey, we put up with Hillary Clinton. We put up with Obama. We put up with the Bushes.
If you think the years of Barack Obama were bad, you better strap in and sit tight and put your seatbelt on, because what's going to happen to you in 2 years if Chuck Schumer's the Majority Leader is that they will change the Supreme Court. They will limit your gun rights. They will tax you to death. If you don't think so, look at the Nancy Pelosi far-left agenda, and the only thing that will stop them is a Republican majority in the U.S. Senate. Amy, you don't have to vote if you want to. This is still the greatest country in the world. But don't you dare go blame somebody else if you don't have the tenacity to show up and vote.
Oh,
Amy,
no.
we're not
stupid.
Amy, what can Loeffler and Perdue do right now?
Exactly what Jeff said. They need to step up.
They've done it. They've called the governor.
No, they haven't.
No, they haven't. Corey, you're clueless.
Hey, Amy. They
have not done it. Go ahead, John. You can go ahead and speak for Georgians. You're the only one that's been doing it. You're the only one, sir, that's been listening to what Georgians have to say. Go ahead, John. Tell him again what they need to be.
What they need to do is exactly what David Clark said. All they have to do is do a press conference, to send out a press release, and say, you elect us, and we will demand a special prosecutor to investigate this entire election starting in Georgia, and as senators we will vote that they cannot get fired. And if they do that, they're going to motivate the Trump base. I mean, we can fight with the base or we can listen to them.
Yeah, John, what motivates the Trump base more than Donald John Trump saying to go vote?
Because right now,
Donald John Trump, the President of the United States, came to Georgia and said, I need you to vote. Now, that's not anybody else. That's not a representative. And by the way, he will come back to Georgia and do it again.
Because the movement, Corey, the movement is now eclipsing its leader. This is what people are not getting. The movement that you and I created and that Donald Trump created is now eclipsing its current leadership. It's a tiger by the tail. that you can't get a hold of now. It's on its own, and it's growing, and it makes the Tea Party look like a child's doll play. This thing is so
hey, John,
massive. Amy, thank you.
John, let me tell you something,
Yes.
John. Let me tell you something. If this movement, okay, in Georgia decides to send 2 socialists to Washington, D.C., then the movement shouldn't exist. If
Well,
this
we're not trying to
movement
do. We're
decides
trying to.
out
We're
of a
trying to
protest-
resolve. Corey, we're trying to resolve
I
it.
understand. But if some lunatic, okay, decides that I'm going to stay home and not vote because I'm angry about what happened in 2020, well, you know who's angry? Donald Trump is angry. You know who's angry? All the people who busted their butt for the last 6 years to make sure Donald Trump was the president of the United States and did it again this cycle. But guess what? We still want the Republicans to control the U.S. Senate. So this movement is angry. Guess what? You're not angrier than Donald Trump is. You're not angrier than the guy who's asking you to go vote for Republicans to stop the left agenda.
And Corey, I definitely 100% agree with you. And we have to get out. We have to vote. Everyone has to do it. And I do believe absolutely that Trump's all in, and he's going to be angry if we lose both of these U.S. Senate seats. He's all in. I do believe he's doing all he can, and I love what he's doing. I love what you're doing, and I appreciate it. I do believe, though, we have to put all cards on the table, right? Like, we cannot lose this. I mean, if we lose this, bad times are coming. So that's why I do think calling for a special prosecutor, we need to be putting the heat on us. You know, the House, the Senate, the governor, the Secretary of State, and the Lieutenant Governor. Even for a special.
But Representative, you understand the 2 U.S. senators cannot appoint a special prosecutor. The only person who can appoint a special prosecutor.
They can demand a special session. What's
No,
happening, Corey, is
they can't demand a special session. The
sure
problem
they
because the
can
governor's not
demand. They
listening.
can't do it. They're just.
So let's just say, John, for a second, Brian Kemp says, "Hey, go stick it in your hat," and David and Kelly say, "Governor, we demand you do it." And he says, "I don't care what you demand. You're a federal elected official. I'm the governor of the state. You can't demand anything. You have no authority to tell me to do anything because I'm the governor." Okay? And so what happens then? Then what happens? And they lose. What happens? There is no demand. There is no legal remedy. There is nothing that David and Kelly can do other than to ask the governor to have a special session. They can demand whatever they want, but they have no authority.
But they haven't even asked them. They haven't even asked them to do that. They haven't come together and asked them. And what the voters are saying is they want action in order to get them
so
motivated.
Recall Brian Kemp. Recall Brian Kemp if you want action.
That doesn't matter. He's not responding to anybody. All right, let's get to line one.
Hey, it's not. You know who you respond to? You respond to the voters. And just like they may recall Gavin Newsom, if you've got a governor in your state who isn't doing his job, then take him out of office.
Well, then maybe we should do that. All right, let's get to what did you say the list has changed here, Kiara? I'm sorry. I'm just looking at your caller list here, and we're. All right, let's get to line one. Is that the same? Andrew in Atlanta? Andrew, you're live on line one. No, I'm sorry. Let's get to Kenneth in Winston, Georgia. Kenneth, you're live. Line two. No, Kenneth. Okay, everybody's gone. Let's get to line one. Jeanette in Pennsylvania. Jeanette, you're live.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Good.
My question is, all these people that are being threatened with their secrets that are going to come out, what kind of secrets do they have that are willing to burn the country down? Why can't they just put their sins on Twitter, let the people decide, unless you're a child molester, you have nothing to hide. We're not willing to burn the country down because of your sins. I see that more of a...
Jeanette, I don't know what you got going on there, but we're going to have to answer your question offline, but you got some kind of a beeping going on. And let's get thank you, Jeanette in Pennsylvania. Let's get to Anita in Dublin, Georgia, line one. Anita, you're live.
Hi, John. How are you today?
Never better, Anita. Thank you.
Hey, I just have a comment, and I am going to vote on January the 5th, and I'm going to vote for Purdue and Loeffler, and I'm encouraging everyone I talk to, don't vote early. Go and vote on January 5th. We broke them before. We'll do it again. We don't want them to know how many votes they're going to get before January the 5th.
All right. Anita, thank you. No need. I don't think there's a need to respond to that. Let's get to line 2, Nancy in Atlanta. Nancy, you're on with Corey Lewandowski and David Clark. Nancy, you're live. Line
great.
1.
Yeah, hey. Good morning, John. Good morning, Corey. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. I don't think you're listening. I don't think you get it, and I'm just going to make a comment, and then, John, I'll let you take it away. But save your money, save your gas. Don't come to Georgia. We don't care if Sarah Palin comes here, Tom Price. What we care about is spending money to get out the information about the fraud that took place. We're over who won. We're over whether it's Trump or Biden. Corey, we have fought for this country. We fought for the one golden ticket we have, and that is my vote, and that is my right to have a vote. And you've given up the and I'm angry. I'm going to go vote, and I'm encouraging my friends to go vote for these two losers. But if they don't stop spending money on these stupid ads, they're just irritating all the mega people that we've brought into this party and made inclusive. And once again, just stop talking. There's a reason why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, and I wish you would start listening. Thank you, John, for the format. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Nancy. I'll give Corey a chance to respond to that.
You know, John, it's amazing to me. All of a sudden, everybody's an election expert. Honestly, this is why Republicans lose elections and Democrats win. Do you see how unified the Democrats are? And I'm glad people are going to go vote, because that's your right. You don't want to vote? You don't have to. You can stay home. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. But you sure as hell better not complain after it's over. And all of the eyes of our country on the state of Georgia. You guys don't want to vote. You don't have to. You don't like the 2 candidates? Then look at the alternative. Pick an issue that matters to you and decide if Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue are going to be better on that issue. The issue of life, the Second Amendment, our military, our police officers, our immigration issues. You pick the issue that's important to you. Safety and security for your family. Doesn't matter. And you go look at the alternative. You go look at the platform of the 2 individuals who are on the other side, and you decide, hey, you know what? I don't like Kelly and David. They're losers, as you say. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to vote for them. You don't have to vote at all. But you don't. You give up your right to complain if you don't show up at the ballot. And I don't think there's anything that can be done about what transpired in 2020 in the election cycle in Georgia, and by the way, in many other states. And unlike most of the people who are calling in vilifying me, I was the guy who was in Philadelphia with a court order in my hand threatening to be arrested. Okay? And we all have our own way to fight, but don't ever question my ability to fight for this president or for my country, because that's where I draw the line. I've been doing it for a long time. And let me tell you something. I'm not willing to give up because you guys are too lazy to go and do your jobs down there. I'm not willing to do it. And David and Kelly are going to be the only thing that stops the socialist agenda from taking over this country for the next 2 years.
All right. Thank you, Nancy. Let's get to line 1. Rick in Jefferson, Georgia. Rick, I've been to Jefferson this past couple of weeks. You're live.
Hey, how you doing today, John?
Good, Rick.
Hey, just a couple things real quick. What rights do I have out here? I don't have any drop boxes. I have, nothing that Cobb, Fulton, DeKalb has. What rights do I have out here that we didn't get any of these drop boxes or any kind of special attention from the Secretary of State? I just feel like it's crooked, and I can't wait to primary these guys. And when does that process start?
Well, that'll be...
That's the best call you've had in a week. I love this guy. Okay, he's absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Why don't you guys have 3 candidates who are already challenging Kemp and the Secretary of State? Just for the shenanigans that have gone on.
Well, I think they're coming, Rick. I think they're
coming.
coming. There's no...
You know what I say? There's no time like the present.
I think they're coming. First, I mean, Ginger Howard has already said she's going to run against Ravensburger. I also heard Doug Collins is going to run for Secretary of State. There's a number of different people that might run for governor, including former Speaker Mark Burkholder might be a candidate. There's a lot of options out there, right?
Yeah,
so Rick.
John, do you see people bringing massive lawsuits after all this is said and done? What rights do we have after the fact to say, like, listen, we don't have drop boxes out here. We got done dirty. And, I'm just frustrated like the rest of these Georgia.
Lynn Wood's got a suit going. Sidney Powell's got a suit going that's on the Supreme Court docket. Hopefully they'll hear for that. But like Lynn Wood said today, it's very difficult to get these things changed after the fact. That's why he's got an injunction now to postpone this. He's asked for an injunction to postpone the runoff until February 1st so they can get those machines out of there and go to paper ballots. So we'll have to see how that goes on. Rick, thank you. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Rick. Let's get to line 2. Jeff in Warner Robins, Georgia. Jeff, you're live, line 2. Yes, Jeff, live. Go ahead, Jeff. Jeff, you there? All right, we don't have Jeff. Jeff, you can call back, or somehow you're not on the line. Kara, let's get to line. Jeff, are you there? All right, let's get to Anthony from New Jersey. Anthony, line 2, you're live.
Hey, John, thanks for having me. I got a question for Mr. Lewandowski, and I just got to say off the bat that I appreciate all the work that he does, and I know he's been a fighter over the past 4 years, and so thank you for your work there. I was wondering, what difference does it make if Purdue and Loeffler win? They won't fight for us right now, being out in the public every day, demanding transparency and integrity and all the things that we're asking in the Georgia runoff and in the Georgia election from November 3rd, and for calling out the fraud. If we can't trust it, if they are not going to fight for us now, what difference does it make if they win the Senate? Because how can we know how can we know we're going to trust them? How do we know they're going to fight? Because they haven't shown us that they're going to fight for us.
No, it's a good question. It is. And believe me, I'm frustrated. And I'll tell you, I believe, because I've been a Republican my whole life, that they believe in taking care of our men and women in uniform, our men and women in the military. And I think David and Kelly will make the right votes in Washington when our men and women who wear the uniform or the police who need more funding are going to need resources. And the opponents on the left, particularly in this race against Kelly Loeffler, want to defund our police. And I'm gravely concerned that all of the work that this President Trump has done over the last 4 years to get 3 Supreme Court justices on the bench, that all goes away if Chuck Schumer becomes the majority leader. And with a vote of 51 members, they change the Supreme Court from 9 to 15. And there's nothing we can do. Literally,
Corey, may I ask you another question? Corey, I just want to ask, sorry to interrupt you, but I say is that, it doesn't, what we're seeing, I'm a lifelong Republican as well. And when I saw what Mitch McConnell and Romney did yesterday, I said, what Republican, why do I want to be part of the Romney-McConnell Republican Party anymore? I mean, they're not.
Hey, I don't.
And
I don't.
I'm not sending another dollar to the Republicans or Mitch McConnell. I see all of his ads on Facebook and YouTube because he's still up on there. All the other Republicans are, and they're expecting me to send money to them when they don't get results. Everything you said that they're fighting for the men in uniform. They don't want to defund the police. They want to protect the police. Well, they're not doing a great job of it now, and we're sick and tired of being the party of the losing party.
I agree, but listen, remember, 5 years ago, the party was very different than what it is today. Donald Trump fundamentally transformed the Republican Party to allow us to have a conversation about the issue of illegal immigration. Before that, it was, let's sing Kumbaya and put our arms around everybody. Before that, it was a Paul Ryan wing of the Republican Party who embraced China every day. It was those neocons who told us that we had to have China as our best friend and that we couldn't have a trade war with them because we would lose. Donald Trump has changed all those things, and he did it very quickly. And the damage that can be done by a Democrat-controlled Senate and a Democrat-controlled House of Representatives, and if Joe Biden is the president, is uncalculable. Don't forget, when Barack Obama had control of both those things, he passed Obamacare. It took us 6 years.
Yeah, I'm on the air, guys.
Till Donald Trump could repeal portions of that. And we're still living with those disastrous issues. So, look, it is the last refuge. It is the last hope. Do I love Mitt Romney? Absolutely not. Would I love to run a race against that guy in Utah? You bet I would. Does he stand for my values of the Republican Party? Absolutely not. But maybe, just maybe, we stop, if we have control of the U.S. Senate, some of the crazy things that are going to come out of the House of Representatives and some of the lunatics that Joe Biden could be nominating for cabinet members if he's the president of the United States.
All right, we're going to end on that. I want to thank Corey. Thanks for taking calls. I mean, it's very important that you guys get on and let our Georgia voters here say their piece, get it off their chest. Thank you, Corey. John Fredericks live and
Thanks,
Alpharetta.
guys.